In the serene wood of Keddie, California, a small town nestled among towering pine trees, a tranquil cabin harbored a dark secret that was peace on the fateful night of April 11, 1981. The Sharp family, headed by Sue Sharp, a resilient and independent woman, sought solace in the rustic confines of their cabin. Little did they know that this idyllic escape would transform into a nightmare, forever etching its mark on the history of crime. The Sharp family consisted of Sue, a 36-year-old woman who had recently separated from her husband John, and their 5 children, John, Dana, and Dana's friend Dana Wingate, who were staying the night. The cabin, quaint and unassuming, stood as a retreat from the complexities of life. However, the calm facade of Keddie would soon be shattered. The evening began like any other. Laughter echoed through the cabin as the family indulged in movies and games. Unbeknownst to them, the shadows outside concealed a malevolent force that would soon unleash unimaginable horrors. As the night progressed, a sinister presence silently approached the Sharp cabin, preparing to cast a long, dark shadow over the family's peaceful retreat. When morning dawned on April 12, 1981, the world discovered the ghastly aftermath of a nightmarish crime. Sheila Sharp, Sue's eldest daughter, returned to the cabin to retrieve some belongings. The door creaked open, revealing a scene of unimaginable horror. The air hung heavy with the stench of violence, and the walls bore silent witness to the unspeakable acts that had transpired. The bodies of Sue Sharp, John Sharp, and Dana Wingate lay sprawled in the living room, bound and gagged. The room bore the scars of a brutal struggle. Furniture overturned, bloodstains marred the floor, and the echoes of violence lingered in the air. The investigation that followed would reveal the gruesome details that left the community in shock and mourning. Autopsies unveiled a horrifying account of the victims' final moments. Sue Sharp and Dana Wingate had been bludgeoned and strangled, their lives extinguished with ruthless precision. John Sharp, the teenage son, met a more gruesome fate, having been bludgeoned and stabbed repeatedly. The crime scene suggested a frenzied attack, a senseless eruption of violence that defied reason. Law enforcement descended upon Keddie, determined to unravel the mystery shrouding the cabin in the pines. However, despite their best efforts, the investigation would prove to be a labyrinth of dead ends, false leads, and elusive suspects. The Keddie Cabin Murders would soon become one of California's most perplexing and enduring unsolved mysteries. As investigators combed through the evidence, theories regarding the identity of the perpetrator emerged. One prevalent hypothesis pointed towards the possibility of a drug-related motive. The small town of Keddie, like many rural communities, harbored its share of secrets. Some speculated that John Sharp, Sue's estranged husband, might have been involved in illicit activities, leading to a violent confrontation that claimed the lives of the unsuspecting victims. However, this theory failed to gain substantial traction, as no concrete evidence connected the Sharp family to drug-related conflicts. As the investigation continued, the lack of a clear motive and the absence of any obvious suspects left the case mired in ambiguity. Another theory suggested that the murders were the result of a botched abduction or robbery. The isolated nature of Keddie made it an attractive target for criminals seeking a quick escape. Yet, this hypothesis, too, faltered under scrutiny, as no signs of forced entry or theft were apparent at the crime scene. The unsolved nature of the Keddie Cabin Murders fueled the proliferation of speculative narratives and rumors within the community. Whispers of potential suspects circulated, tarnishing the reputation of those unfortunate enough to be associated with the tragedy. As time passed, the lack of resolution weighed heavily on the hearts of Keddie's residents, casting a perpetual shadow over the once picturesque town. In 2013, A potential breakthrough reignited hope for justice when a new lead surfaced. The discovery of a hammer, believed to be the murder weapon, near a pond close to the cabin prompted authorities to revisit the case. However, despite advancements in forensic technology, the evidence yielded inconclusive results, and the identity of the killer remained elusive. The Keddie Cabin Murders persisted as an enigma, haunting the memories of those who remembered that fateful night. Families in Keddie remained vigilant, locking their doors with an extra sense of caution, forever changed by the knowledge that a killer could still be lurking in their midst. Decades after the gruesome events unfolded, the Keddie Cabin Murders continue to evoke a sense of dread and fascination. The case remains open, a haunting reminder of the fragility of peace in the most unexpected places. As the shadows in the pines conceal the secrets of that dark night, the hope for closure lingers, casting a somber pall over the town that will forever be synonymous with unsolved tragedy.